Okay, welcome to Obscure Depths. We're picking Week 7 of the NFL. My NFL expert is somebody from my fantasy league. Sean, how you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. Welcome to Obscure Depths. Let's get right into it. Seattle tomorrow night. Seattle at San Francisco. Seattle is 7.5-point dogs on the road. What do you think?
Well, I think San Francisco got their butt handed to them last week, so they're going to be looking to do something, but Seattle's got a little bit to prove too. I don't know if they're as good away from their home stadium.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Ours, so I think for now I'm going to stick with San Francisco covering at home.
Yeah, it seems kind of a big number for an NFL game, especially in interdivision. But I think, like you said, San Fran's going to be a little pissed off. They're going to be ready to rock, and Seattle's a young team, and young teams are going to make mistakes. So if San Francisco can control Lynch right away in this game, it could be ugly. So, moving on, Washington at NYG, 6.5. Giants are 6.5-point favorites.
I like the Giants right now. I think they're on full stride. I think they're going to win and more than cover that.
Yeah, there's a little bit up in the air what's going on with RG3 and stuff. So 6.5 seems like a pretty good number. I see the Giants probably taking this by 10 points. It's a division game, so I don't see a blowout happening. These two teams hate each other enough to make it interesting. So yeah, I'll take the Giants minus the 6.5 definitely. Tennessee at Buffalo. These are two interesting teams. Buffalo 3.5-point favorites. I guess they're home team, so they're getting 3.5 points.
I don't know what to say on this one. I think this could be a pick'em, and I wouldn't know which way to go. So I guess with that being said, Tennessee I'd have to go with, just coming off the win against Pittsburgh. That might have given them a little bit of confidence. I think Hasselbeck makes that a little easier to go into Buffalo. That's a kind of a tough place to play, I think. So.
Yeah, I thought Buffalo's just going to kind of wither away, and they surprised me a little bit last week by hanging with Arizona, excuse me. But yeah, I think Buffalo being a home team, I think I'll take them in this one. I don't like that 3.5 points there, but I think I'll take Buffalo anyway. So I mean, they could win this by a touchdown. They're the home team. That's a tough place to play too. I mean, I don't think a lot of people talk about that, but that's a pretty raucous home crowd, and if they get up early, it could be a long day for Tennessee. So, Cleveland at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is 3.5-point favorites. Can't remember a time where these two teams played and there wasn't a number 18 for the Colts. It'll be an interesting week, I think, of this game. What do you think?
Definitely. I think it'll be they both kind of seem like they got a little something going, a little momentum going. I don't know about Indy getting it handed to him by the Jets last week, but Andrew Luck's definitely turned out to be something special, and they're at home. If they beat Green Bay at home, they can probably shouldn't have a problem with Cleveland. So I'd say I'd like the Indy to cover the 3.5.
I think this could be an interesting game. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. I think it could be a shootout. Not a lot of defensive prowess in this game. Andrew Luck has certainly taken a lot of mature steps so far, and I think they're going to be a little mad about losing to the Jets last week. So I think they'll take it. I think Cleveland's going to be a little bit recharged after their first win, but I think in the end Andrew Luck's going to kind of wax his power, and they're going to take this. New Orleans at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay are 3.5-point dogs at home. What do you think about that?
I think that's probably right on it. I think Tampa Bay is a tough place to play. They always seem to keep the scores low there and stay in the game, but New Orleans is coming off their bye, so I'm kind of looking for them to come out all guns blazing. They got nothing to lose right now with their record right now, so I think they're going to give it their all, and I would say that I would take New Orleans
and the points?
And the points.
Okay. Excuse me, New Orleans minus.
Or New Orleans
minus 3.5. Yeah, I forgot the Saints are coming off a bye, and teams have really proven that they're pretty good coming off a bye, like the Raiders last week, actually showing up in Atlanta. But I don't know if that New Orleans defense can stop anybody. And and they can play shootout games. They have the offense to do that. But I like Tampa Bay in this game. I think I'll take those points. I think they're going to win this game. no offense against the Saints and their bye week and whatnot, but I think Tampa Bay this is one of those games that they are always up for because it's a division game and because the Saints have probably beaten their brains in the last few years. So yeah, I like Tampa Bay in this game. Dallas at Carolina.
Again, Carolina's coming off their bye week, and Dallas just had another horrible mismanaged end of the game. So I definitely I like Carolina. Definitely, I like to win outright.
Carolina is 2.5-point dogs at home in this one. Dallas, I don't know what to think of this team. I think this is one of the games that they are going to win. They should win this game. And that being said, they don't always win those games that they should win. But I think they're going to come out and hand it to them. And maybe like 10 points. I just don't have any confidence in Carolina right now, unfortunately. I know he's your fantasy quarterback, but Cam Newton seemed to take a little bit of a step back this year, unfortunately, and I did not see that coming. I think teams are kind of keeping those outside linebackers in against him, and he's having to just do different things this year in order to keep successful, and it's a bit of a challenge for him. So I think Dallas is going to go in there and win this game. Green Bay at St. Louis. Green Bay is 5.5-point favorites.
I think this game is another trap game for Green Bay, and that sounds stupid because their record isn't great. But after blowing out Houston, I think this sets up for the way St. Louis plays at home. I think this sets up for a big disappointment for Green Bay fans. I'll take St. Louis and the points. I think they're going to win outright.
Interesting. I was ready. I practically wrote Green Bay off last week. I was ready for them, and I think for some reason it seems like I know Brett Favre got a lot of heat for it, but Green Bay doesn't seem like a very good team in a dome for some reason to me. They proved that against Indy, and I thought Houston was going to take care of business last week, but I think Green Bay's got a renewed sense of confidence. That's a little high on a game like this, the 5.5 points. So I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with St. Louis. I think Green Bay's going to win the game, but I think St. Louis is going to make it like a field goal type of game. Arizona at Minnesota. This is an interesting game. 6.5. Minnesota is 6.5-point favorites. That's interesting. I wouldn't pick that as the spread for this game. What do you think?
I agree 100%. This should be a pick 'em at the best. I don't know why they're so into Minnesota. I know their record's clearly better than what they are, I think. But I would definitely take Arizona in the points in this one all day long.
Minnesota is a tough place to play. That is a loud dome. And Arizona doesn't have a lot of experience on this offense besides, Fitzgerald. So I think maybe that's why that spread is 6.5 points. And I said earlier I don't like the spread, but I think I'm going to take the Minnesota by a touchdown this. I like that.
Right.
I think the Arizona defense might be a little overwhelmed in this game. I think Minnesota does some pretty good things offensively, and Arizona might not be ready for that. So I think I'm going to take the Vikings in this. I didn't think the Vikings would be favored at all this year, not much less by 6.5 points. But anyway, I'm going to take the Vikings to win this game by a touchdown. Baltimore at Houston. Houston is going to be mad, and they are 6.5-point favorites.
I agree. I think they're going to come out, especially with injuries to Ray Lewis. His talent's probably not up to what it once was, but that leadership on the field is going to hurt him big time. And Houston's going to want to come out and get the running game going and prove that they should have been playing for the AFC Championship last year rather than Baltimore. And they're at home, and I think they just have too many weapons, and their defense is hot right now too. So.
Yeah, I think Houston definitely missed Brian Cushing last week. But I think they're going to be mad. They're going to be ready to prove, and they're going to be ready to reinstill that confidence in their home crowd. They're going to be ready for this game. 6.5 points seems like a lot, so I'm going to take Baltimore in the points, but I think Houston is going to win this game. Jacksonville at Oakland. I'm in a pick 'em league where we just pick the winners, and I have not picked the Raiders since week 1, and I had to do it this week. So I hope they can take care of it for me. Oakland is 4.5-point favorites hosting Jacksonville. What do you think?
I think that's a no-brainer. I think Oakland wins by at least that.
Oh, geez, I don't know. I love my Raiders, I really do, and I really hope they win this game by 10, 13 points. I'm gonna take Jacksonville though. I think this seems like a little bit of a trap game. I think the Raiders are gonna win, but it's gonna be less than 4.5 points. So go Raiders, but yeah, keep it close. New York Jets at New England. New England 10.5 point favorites. Wow, that's a lot of points.
I don't think that is a lot of points, but I don't think the Jets really want to start trying to get their swagger back right now against New England. They're pissed off. I know Tom Brady is after the war of words he had with the rookie cornerback for the Seattle Seahawks last week, and I think they're going to look to make an example, especially knowing how much Belichick hates the Jets. So.
Yeah, this is a game that Tom Brady and the Pats are always up for. Oh, that 10.5 points seems like an eternity in a division game. So I'm going to take the Jets in the points, but I see this being like a 31-21, 34-20, type of game. So I think it's 10.5 is just a little bit too high for me. So I'll take the Jets in the points. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Cincinnati 2.5 point dogs at home.
Wow, Pittsburgh seems like they're kind of mailing it in these days. I don't know if it's a health thing or if they're just getting old or what. And Cincinnati seems to be playing kind of up and down, but they can definitely score, which seems to be Pittsburgh's problem offensively is scoring. So I think I'll definitely take Cincinnati. I think they're going to win it outright.
Division game. Pittsburgh has seemed to have some problems, but I think it's going to be all taken care of this week. Cincinnati is very bad against the run. I think Mendenhall is going to have, if he plays, of course, Mendenhall is going to have a big game, and I think that's going to open everything up. I think Pittsburgh is going to walk in there and probably beat him by 10, 13 points. I really think that's going to happen. Pittsburgh's going to be mad about losing. Yes, they're on the road again, and yes, they're getting older. But I think this is one of the games that they're always up for. Division games are always tough games anyway, but I think Pittsburgh is going to go in there and beat them pretty good. So I'm going to make that my lock of the week, even though it's just 2.5 points. That's definitely my lock of the week. Pittsburgh to win on the road. Some of my friends love home team dogs, but not this week, not this game, definitely not. Detroit. Ooh, and that's a Sunday night game. Nice. Detroit at Chicago. Chicago. 5.5 point favorites at home. What do you think?
I definitely think this is going to be a high-scoring affair. I like Chicago. They were on a bye week. Detroit, they seem to have the Denver syndrome where they kind of wait till the end of the game before they start to play. But I think it all depends on if they can keep Cutler upright, and if they do that, I think it's going to be whoever has the ball last. So I guess with that being said, I'd take Detroit in the points.
Okay. I've said probably 4 or 5 times now Matthew Stafford is my fantasy quarterback, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Mid-third quarter, he has 2 points, and he ends with 20. So, yeah, if Detroit can start a game for once, I think they can hang. But I think the Chicago defense is just too strong. So I'll take Chicago by a touchdown in this. Chicago's let us down a little bit this year when we thought they were supposed to win, like that Thursday night game. But I think that with that full rest, they're gonna be ready. And Detroit had a big emotional game, and they might be in for a little bit of a letdown. So I'll take Chicago by a touchdown in this. I love that game, and I love me some Matthew Stafford. So I hope it's a little bit of a shootout, but I don't think it's going to be a shootout against that Chicago defense. So, and the Detroit defense can't stop anybody either, so I think Cutler could have a big game, and so definitely Chicago by 7. This has been Obscure Decks. Thank you to Sean for hanging out with me today.
Thanks for having me.
You can find us on Facebook at Metal Fraker Productions. That's METALFRKER. That's Metal Fraker Productions. Find us on Facebook. Thank you, and have a good day.